2 days. I'm going to cry so that I'm not just talking anymore. Okay. All right, and I also want to thank Sherry D, all the volunteers who've been so amazing for putting everything together. Sonia Garibald, sexy host man, and Mike Roberts for doing all the filming of this.
Don't forget the sound man. Come on now.
Where's the sound man?
He's right over there. Hiding to your left.
Love to you, sound man. Love to the sound man. All right, so first poem I want to do is called Swimming. Deep in the jungle, a drum beats tribal. One figure in a cape of speckled feathers dances with ancestors and sings in surrender. Takes a sip of sacred nectar and waits for the elixir to take effect and for possession to take over. As the dream is spun under the hot desert sun by a shaman who opens and becomes a woman making love, becomes an eagle soaring, becomes the salmon flying, dying in its talons, becomes the plant that grants the vision, becomes the sand, becomes the sky. In the middle of August, by a backyard swimming pool, 2 teenage girls are house-sitting, getting lost on blotters. One is giggling and singing, "Swimming, swimming in my swimming pool," like a mantra, and the other asks, "Is my hair on fire?" Human beings all, doing the same thing, taking the same trip, and reaching the same destination. The definition of diviner depends on location and vocation. The teenage girls just need instruction, a tribal introduction, a spiritual induction. Because reality, after a lifetime of sleep, can seem like a dream. The trick of clarity, a trick. Each plant on this earth has a purpose, and some, when taken with wisdom, can help us. Can be a gift of awakening, as long as the trip ends in knowing. As long as the messages are given meaning. As long as we don't get lost in doing the shuffle of trying to wipe out our feelings. As long as we don't become addicted to making the trip last past the time of restructure, and as long as we remember, as travelers, there's no place like home. I know that in this lifetime I've often stayed away too long. The colorful cocktails with their bright umbrellas and the hypnotic spell they cast become the sound of waves rolling as I drift into sleep. And yes, there's that despair of waking and wondering how long I've been wandering, where I am, and if I'll ever find my way back home. It conspires to convince me that this escape is tropical and exotic, and that I am not lost in forgetting fear. But despite this illusion, despite my pride, I know myself. I know how I can hide. In a bong, a bottle, a bag of chips, and a bad food bellyache, and an intoxicating high. I can ride out reality like a wave of tequila. I can disappear in a puff of smoke, in a piece of cheesecake, in a passionate embrace. You see, it's the fullness that I crave. For plenty good reasons. Let's see, there's nuclear war, Armageddon, flash floods, earthquake, cancer, AIDS. I'm afraid of drive-by violence, random shootings, nervous breakdowns. I'm afraid of having my wraparound skirt fall off when I'm walking downtown. You see, I'm afraid of flying and I'm afraid of the ground. I'm afraid of trickster lovers and treacherous friends. I'm afraid of my dreams that I fix to forget them. I'm afraid of my dreams and I forget to fix them. But this malady is no disease. We gotta abandon pop psychology, because science can only teach us to name things we can hear, smell, taste, touch, and see. And you see, this is what bothers me. This system of measuring oceans with teacups. Square peg, round hole. Green glass is not statistically significant and as well square peg, round hole. There's no control for the variable of mysticism, despite the fact that physics and Taoism are kin. I once tried a program to find a permanent fix to the pickle of addiction I found myself in, but despite the good intentions, the group hugs, and the spirituality infusion, when I stood and told them my name, my mind played me a song and not a hymn that went like, shame, 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 shame. in denial. And in a way, I suppose they're right. I suppose deep down, I like a psychic shake-up. I just need some instruction, a tribal introduction, a spiritual induction. 'Cause awakening after a lifetime of sleep can seem like a dream, the chirp of clarity a trick. Though the world over, mystics have mastered it. The Buddha being one who, like a lotus of illumination, blossomed. He had a simple plan of action: meditation taught attention, and for living love, compassion. And in a more local tradition, an ancient Gnostic gospel says, and Thomas says, and Jesus said, that the kingdom of heaven will not cometh, but is now, and now, and now, and now. Right here in this library theater, right here in Calgary, right here on earth. And there's no need for priests or interpreters, it's just that sometimes we don't see it. Deep in the jungle, a drum beats tribal. One figure in a cape of speckled feathers dances for ancestors and sings in surrender. I take a bath, take a breath, light a candle. God has granted me wisdom and action, voice, and vision. Dive me deep into your rhythm, so that the ears of my ears may open, and the eyes of my eyes may finally become awake.